Thanks for joining us today, Abby. Really, really appreciate it. And thanks for bringing an HR perspective on this. I'm going to ask Abby a few questions and how she's engaging with Access Evo. So we talked about Evo. Evo's in MicrOpay now. We use Evo. We obviously use it from an access perspective, but this will help, I think, then translate to all you HR managers that are out there, the value that Evo can bring to your organization. So Abby, welcome. Maybe I'll let you
Thank
introduce
you.
yourself and tell us about yourself and your role here at Access.
Sure. So my name's Abby Keeney. I am what's called an employee success business partner. So that's a very glamorous term for an HR manager. So I've been with Access for about 3 years, and I look after our product and engineering, our IT, and our finance employees. My role is very much geared towards improving engagement across Access, looking at retention, retaining our top performers, and looking at the overall organizational efficiency. So that's basically what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Brilliant. So tell us, I mean, this is quite a dynamic industry, and obviously HR has played, a more and more of a critical role, I believe, in businesses, and it's exciting to see. But tell us some of the changes you've seen over the years. You've been in it for a while now.
Oh, gosh, so I've been in HR for about 30 years.
Wow.
I started after I completed a commerce degree, and I've been across all different sectors. This led me to Access a few years ago. So obviously, I mean, HR has undergone remarkable transformation in that 20 years. In the early days, I relied on record keeping, manual record keeping, paper files, and therefore all the administrative tasks that I needed to do are really time consuming and prone to errors. So as technology advanced, I became adapting to computerized systems, payroll software, and electronic databases. And obviously this improved my accuracy and efficiency. And today my role at Access is really technology driven. It's driven by tools such as Evo, actually.
Really? Yeah, tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Evo is, it's significantly, I've been using it, I don't know, let's say for 12 months or so, and it's significantly enhancing the value in my role. It's helping me streamline processes. It's able to provide insights that can lead to improved organizational efficiency. And overall, I'm using it to make sure that our employees have a better experience at Access. We're beginning to embed Evo across many areas: engagement analysis, learning and development, and we're trying to foster a more employee-centric HR function.
Yeah, brilliant. And I've seen some of those things myself because we actually obviously use it. I use it as an employee of Access as well. So I see the great work that Abby and her team are doing. Maybe just tell us, let's drill down on that a little bit, but, tell us about the difference that Evo is making to help, you to support our people here at Access.
Yeah, I think, well, first and foremost, it makes me more efficient. It allows me to have more time to work on the strategic and value-added HR activities that really make an impact. Instead of getting kind of bogged down in all the routine inquiries, I can dedicate my energy to initiatives that support our employee growth and development. As I said earlier, we're working really hard to embed Evo across the business. And a really interesting stat from McKinsey is that an employee can spend up to an average of 5 hours per week looking for internal information, and that self-serve portals can reduce their time up to 35%. So our biggest gain will be when Evo has the ability to handle all our routine questions 24/7, whether it's questions about policies, benefits, leave entitlements, or other common concerns. Employees can get instant responses when they need them. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. But I use Evo. There are some very specific ways I use Evo in my job.
Fantastic. Sorry, please. Did you have something else to add, or?
Well, look, I was just going to go into a little bit more about how I can make kind of smarter decisions now through our data.
Please.
So Evo has the ability to help me analyze employee data and generate reports. So I look at things like employee turnover rates, engagement scores. I look at diversity metrics. I can run all of those through Evo Copilot, and I get valuable insights within literally seconds or minutes. It's absolutely amazing. I also use Evo to look at past data. So it helps me spot trends and potential issues. And this kind of predictive power that it has allows me to be really proactive in supporting our teams rather than reacting to something when something goes wrong. The other way I use, do you want me to tell you more about how I use
I was just going to say,
Evo?
sorry, I wasn't going to interrupt you because you were on a roll. And it was actually, I think what's interesting, the first thing that comes in my mind is as Access, we're drinking our own champagne, right? So this group would have seen that Michelle Moore has been taking us through examples of exactly what you've been talking about that Evo delivers for our customers, right? So it's great to see that we're actually utilizing it ourselves and we're finding benefit, because I was going to say that we actually tested this on ourselves well before we tested it on our clients, and you've been using it for longer than our clients have and already seeing the value. I mean, you're already speaking about it as if it's just part of your daily work. So that's just brilliant. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I was like with any new kind of tool, I was a little bit hesitant to start with, but you know, the fact that it speeds me up and helps me with my decision making, like I'd be, you know, if it was taken away from me, I'd be very upset.
Oh, you've given you your favorite toy, and now if we take it away, you're going to spit the dummy. Okay, that's all good. Yeah, please. I think you were going to go on to something else, but maybe just tell us about some other HR functionality or employee success functionality. I think I like that term that you use with Eva.
Yeah, so the two kind of functions we use a lot. Firstly is Access. I'm just trying to think of its name. Access Evo Engage.
Engage.
Yes,
is that right? Because I use Engage. Yeah.
So basically, we use this as our social media app. We use it globally. So I find this is a communication tool that's perfect for cutting through the noise, and it provides an alternative to us always emailing employees. This tool allows employees to see what matters to them, and we use personalized feeds, we use communities, we use custom notifications. In addition to this, we use Engage for company communications and to promote company events. So look, I use it a lot, and I think it certainly assists me in keeping our employees engaged about where we're at Access and what activities are coming up. So it's really useful.
So I'm going to jump in there, and I'm going to say at the end, I'm going to put a link in there. So Michelle actually did a session specifically on this. Right.
Okay.
So you know, our people can actually start building that community immediately with Evo, right? Just as you're saying, like, and I think it's made a big difference. It's just easier to communicate one to many than trying to sort of individualize that. It gets harder, right? So the power of this, it means that, you know, people find things faster. You know, it's easier to engage. Hence the word.
Correct.
Right?
And we have so many channels now, and we've made it known globally that this is our platform to use, particularly when it comes to company updates and company activities coming up. So it's a really, really useful tool. The other thing
I'm going to put you on the spot. I think you were going to mention this, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you tell us about Access Applause? Do we use that? We use that because I use it all the time, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Access Applause is another Evo product. I've been using it since I joined Access, but particularly probably in the last 12 months, it's really taken off. And we use it as our peer-to-peer recognition platform.
Yeah.
And we literally globally receive thousands of applauds. Are they called applauds or applauses?
Applauses, I think. Is it applauds? What is the English?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'll have to Google that one. But
somebody put it in the chat if you know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we receive thousands of these. So it's simple. It's simply when a colleague of mine or a leader does something great or goes out of their way to, just work that little bit extra, we jump onto applause, and I'll recognize that person. Now that feed goes directly to them. It goes to their leader, and it goes globally to all our employees. So it's a pretty powerful tool when it comes to employee recognition. What we do with it, we work at the back end of applause, and every month we pull all the applauds or applauses out of the tool, and we use the data to present in our monthly town halls. So our president, he'll stand there and say, we've received 5,000 applauds for this month. Abby, as an example, got over 10 from her colleagues, and we'll actually celebrate employees that way. So it's so easy to use.
It is.
So it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think we got to we're either doing it in this presentation or the next one. We'll show you how to use that. It's so simple. It's literally point and click, and you just fill in the details.
Yeah.
It's so easy. And I'll make it 11 because I'm going to give Abby one for doing the session for us as well. So there you go.
that was an exaggeration on the 10.
I think that's about as much time as we have today. But before I go, is there anything else, or we just want to make people feel confident, in adopting some of these tools. So maybe just give us maybe a couple tips on how you kind of got to the point where, hey, you know what? I actually feel really confident, comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was all about me. Anything that makes me look better to my stakeholders, to the employees, is a good thing. So look, I use the Copilot whenever I've got a difficult email to write. I use it to help me sharpen my language. I work on occasionally complex employee relation cases, and I use Access Copilot to help
a great idea.
Summarize my case notes, which can be complex. And then what I discovered yesterday was I'm able to use it to actually produce presentations for me, which is amazing. And it produced not only facilitator slides, but also learner guides. So I just stumbled on that last night with a global deadline of tomorrow night. I thought, oh my gosh, who can help me? And there you go. Technology.
It's pretty addictive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It becomes we call it a digital assistant, right? So it helps our payroll. But in your role, as in my role, because I'm in a similar role where as a creative, I've got to come up with stuff literally, overnight. And I go straight into this Copilot, and it just builds the bones for me. And I go, oh my God, wow, it's done half of the work. So that's been fantastic. Look, thank you. And thank you for everything you do for us at Access. And
that's okay.
Yeah, really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the hallway.
See you in the hallway.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Abby. Bye.